And so to qualify for the visa lottery, you must satisfy two requirements: be a native or born in a country which is eligible for the visa lottery. And then number two, you must either have qualifying work experience or you must have a high school education. In this video, we're taking a look at what work experience means. If you're qualifying with work experience, then you should have 2 years of experience in the last 5 years in an occupation that the U.S. Department of Labor defines as requiring at least 2 years of training or experience. And so you don't have to, worry your head about this. It's all been defined and laid out by the U.S. Department of Labor in their database known as Ohenetwene.org. That's where to look for this database. So on this Ohenetwene.org, you'll find all occupations in the world, job fields, different job titles. So you just go in and then put in your job title. And once you put in your job title, you should make sure that the job you're in or your occupation has been designated as job zone 5 or job zone 4. And it must also be classified in a specific vocational preparation rating of 7.0 or higher. So you will go to Ohenetwene.org and then you will put in your occupation and then go all the way to job zone. You scroll down to job zone and then you will find the designation. If it's designated as job zone 4 or 5, usually means you need a lot of preparation, extensive preparation to get into the field, and specific vocational preparation as well. Just means that you just need to do a lot to be able to enter into that type of profession. So if it's designated as 4 or 5 in the job zone, it qualifies. The database categorizes job zones into 5 areas. So there's job zone 1, job zone 2, job zone 3, job zone 4, job zone 5. 4 and 5 will qualify you. 1, 2, 3 will not qualify you. It means you need very little to no preparation or training to enter into the fields. Okay. Then you will also check the specific vocational preparation, how extensive or how detailed is the preparation or the training to get into the field. It must be 7.0 or higher in order to qualify. So here's how to check if your occupation qualifies for the visa lottery. Go to Ohenetwene.org. This is a U.S. Department of Labor database, and you're going to put in your occupation. Let's start with, for example, a lawyer. Your occupation must be in a job zone 4 or higher, or you must have an SVP, specific vocational preparation, range of 7.0 or higher. Now, the U.S. Department of Labor has defined all this for you, so you don't even need to think. You just type in the name of your occupation, and then you go down to job zone, and you can pull this up, and you can determine if you qualify for the visa lottery program to sign up. So you either have to use the educational requirements or work experience. So if you're using the work experience, you go to job zone, type in the name of your occupation. If your job zone is 5, this is job zone 5, then that looks like you're good to go. You can sign up. Specific vocation training, it's 8.0 or higher for lawyers. Now, so lawyers are eligible even if they don't have high school certificates, right? But practically that's not true. Now let's look at paralegals. We go all the way to the job zone. It says job zone 3, medium preparation needed. That's the amount of time it takes to become a paralegal. And the SVP is 6.0 to 7.0. That's the range. So unfortunately, paralegals will not qualify if to sign up for the visa lottery if they do not have high school, a completed a certificate or a successful high school education, which is a formal course of training. Now let's check farmer. So farmer job zone is 1, job zone 1, little or no preparation. That went by fast. So obviously farmer does not qualify as well. Yes, is electrician. Let's see what they are. Okay, job zone 3, medium preparation needed. And their SVP rating is 6.0 to 7.0. And so these people will also not qualify because it's not job zone 4 and it is not job zone 7.0 or higher. Now let's look at carpenters. What the job zone is. You must be designated job zone 4 or 5. Carpenter, it's job zone 2. Some preparation needed. SVP range is 4.0 to 6.0. They do not qualify. A carpenter will not qualify. You cannot use your carpentry skills to qualify for the work experience requirements, which requires at least 2 years within the last 5 years in a qualifying occupation. Okay, so if you're a carpenter, you will not qualify to sign up based on this. You should have a high school certificate in order to qualify. Now, the U.S. Department of Labor, they're very interesting. The U.S. itself, very interesting country. They have all the professions in the world, all the occupations in the world. And they have defined each profession or each occupation, skills, the skills you need, the knowledge, and, just the abilities. Very interesting. If you're a carpenter, you should have problem sensitivity, visualization. You should have finger dexterity. You should have manual dexterity. You should have near vision. You should have attention to detail. Obviously, if you are building a table, we don't expect that the table will have, 3 legs. That's not going to work. So, for example, visualization, the ability to imagine how something will look after it's moved or when parts are moved or rearranged. So even though carpenter doesn't qualify, we're just looking at some of the characteristics of a carpenter. Very interesting, the job descriptions. I think we've already... Okay, have we looked at hairdresser? Okay, let's take a look at a hairdresser. Whether a hairdresser will qualify using their work experience of at least 2 years within the last 5 years if they do not have a high school certificate. So the job zone for hairdresser is 3. Medium preparation needed. They will not qualify. Your job should be designated as a job zone 4 or 5 in order to qualify. Or and it should be classified having an SVP ranging of 7.0 or higher. Okay, so hairdresser also, you should have near vision. You should have arm-hand steadiness. You cannot have, be shaking your hands while you're braiding people's hair. The hair is going to look extremely messy. Look at this. Very interesting. Finger dexterity. Make precisely coordinated movements of the fingers. Critical thinking even needed for hairdressers and even makeup artists. You should be able to do all these things. But essentially, hairdressers will not qualify for the visa lottery program. We could not capture the SVP rating. It's 6.0 to 7.0. So obviously they will not qualify. Hairdressers again will not qualify if they do not have a formal high school education, a formal successful completion of high school education. Okay. Yep. So that's how to use the ohenetwene.org. We can look at plumber as well. Let's see what's going on with them. Let's pick pipe layers and see how whether they have an SVP rating that will allow them to apply. So job zone 2, unfortunately, that will not qualify. SVP rated 4.0, 6.0, obviously less than 7.0. You should have 7.0 or higher, and so they will not qualify. Plumbers will not qualify if they do not have a completed high school education. Or okay, so let's see. The next one, I try to do traders, and then